Hi, my name is Eddie, and I'm an English teacher. And today I am going to be taking a Duolingo English practice test. Okay, let's go. Practice is free. Okay. This test normally takes 45 minutes. I don't know if it will take me 45 minutes, but we will see. It is 5:35 p.m. right now. So, rectangle is a word. Hormel, not a word. Negarding. No, it's pretty close to regarding, so be careful. They might try to trick you with words that are similar to other words, but they're not. Thirp. Nope. Physite. No. Fraudulent is a word. Futin. No. Expirated. No. Dispose. No. Elens. No. Religy. No. Allegedly. Yes. Interminimin. No. Isolated, yes. Tortuary, no. Unavoidable, yes. Obsession, yes. Okay, so on that section, they just try to trick you a bunch. To a native speaker, a lot of those words just look like gibberish. But yeah. Okay, next section. Fill in the blanks. Let's see. Ooh, I hope I get these right. Preparing for parenthood. Parenthood isn't just about buying baby gear, it's also about developing emotional readiness. Studies conducted every 10 years show that the global average temperature increased each decade in the last century. Remember to turn off the lights when you leave the room. We tried several times to replicate those results, but we were ultimately unsuccessful and concluded it wasn't possible. So sometimes if you're not sure if a word has two C's or two S's or two F's, just make sure that you are filling up all of the spaces. That's the best way. Their internal struggle was mirrored. So like this one, for example, if I think struggle only has one G, no, it can't because it needs two to fill up all the words. Okay. Despite the critiques of the food, the server responded graciously. Graciously. This test loves adverbs, so study your adverbs to get a great score on the Duolingo English test. An illustration depicting the process of photosynthesis. Illustration. An illustration can be found in the botany section of the book. Okay. Lots of vocabulary. They let out a cry of surprise when a bird snatched the food out of their hands. Looks good. Sorry to barge in, but I need to delay our meeting until tomorrow. Very good. Okay, so key on that section, do a lot of these practices, and you will slowly but surely amplify your vocabulary.
I tried a little bit of every dish.
I tried a little bit of every dish. Now, on this section, if you're not sure, you have replays.
I tried a little bit of every dish.
Good.
After a crop is harvested, its nutrients are returned to the soil.
After a crop is harvested, its nutrients are returned to the soil. Another good suggestion for this question, for this section. If you're not able to listen to the whole thing and understand, just do it piece by piece. Listen to the first half only. So tell yourself, okay, I'm only going to listen to the first half of the audio and focus on that and get that perfect, and then try the second half.
After a crop is harvested, its nutrients are returned to the soil.
After a crop is harvested, its nutrients are returned to the soil. Also get used to hearing
After a
American
crop is
English.
harvested, its
Yeah.
nutrients are returned to the soil.
So get used to American English for this test because all of the examples are American English. Okay, 3 minutes. Let's go. The biology department at my school is very difficult. They require uh, all their students to take multiple courses in the sciences, plural, and sciences, sciences, uh, all, oh fuck, uh, this one's hard. Hold on. Um, all, wait, hold on. Okay, if you're not sure, skip it and come back to it. The uh-oh, I'm fucking up a little bit here. Um, the biology department at my school is very difficult. They require all their students to take multiple courses in the sciences. All I heard. Okay, I didn't realize that was a thing. All I hear the grading. All I hear the grading is strong, strict. All all I Okay, definite everything else is fine. Okay, one more time. The biology department at my school is very difficult. They require all their students to take multiple courses in the sciences. All I hear, the grading is strict doesn't make sense. Okay, so the takeaway from this is that this is hard for even native speakers. Let's go ahead and just look at the answer to see what we're doing wrong here. Oh, we
Their
can't.
first
Sorry.
day at work was successful.
Their first day at work was successful. Okay, continue.
Contrary to our expectation, the teams were quite evenly matched.
Contrary to our expectations, the teams were quite evenly matched.
Contrary to our expectation, the teams were quite evenly matched.
Expectation.
Contrary to
Contrary
our
to our
expectation,
expectation,
the
the
teams were
teams
quite
were quite
evenly
evenly
matched.
matched. So something that can help you in this section is to repeat it as they say it to see if what you think you hear matches with what they are saying.
They liked swimming.
Okay, some of these are very easy.
They liked swimming.
They liked swimming, but be careful. Be careful for the ends of words. They liked.
They liked swimming.
They liked swimming. That's saying they liked swimming in past tense.
You are a school teacher, aren't you?
You are a school teacher, aren't you? Okay, so be careful with contractions too.
You are a school teacher, aren't you?
Here it sounds like he's saying, you are a school teacher, aren't you? You are a school teacher, aren't you?
You are a school teacher, aren't you?
Good. Okay, here we go. The cabinet at the end of the hallway is always full of strange things. You can find old medicine, strange lot, strange, I'm not sure actually, and s- even old socks and ooh, might have to edit this part out. I don't think any, anyone. So if you're confused between anyone or anybody, try both, and it's the one that has the correct number of letters. I don't think anyone has uh cleaned cleaned it. Uh one Cleaned it cleaned it out in years. Okay, I don't think anybody knows what's on the high shelf that nobody can see. Okay. So even for a native speaker who is also a teacher, this section can be quite difficult. You can find old medicine. This could also be odd medicine, maybe, but mm, I don't know. I think old fits better. You can find old medicine, strange, what? Strange. I can't even think of strange something and even old socks and sham. This is an extremely difficult one. What word starts with sham? Um, okay, okay, let's think about this for a second. Mm. Think about it, think about it, think about it. Um, mm, mm, mm. Let's see. Let's see. Strange lotions and even old shampoo. Strange lotions and even old socks and shampoo. Okay. Shampoos, plural. Ooh, okay. That was a hard one. That was a difficult one. Um,
We've ascertained the truth.
we've ascertained the truth. We've ascertained.
We've ascertained the truth.
Ascertained is a word that means found out, basically. Found out. We've found out the truth. We've
We've ascertained the truth.
ascertained. This is a C1 level vocabulary word.
I'd be willing to pay.
I'd be willing to pay.
I'd be
I'd be
willing to
willing to
pay.
pay. Once more,
I'd be willing to pay.
I'd be willing to pay. So watch out for the I'd. I'd. She's not saying I would be willing to pay, but rather I'd be willing to pay. So be careful with your contractions. Okay, William Herschel's theory of stars. Okay. In 1785, William Herschel theorized about the life cycle of stars, in which a star would exist for a limited amount of time before exploding in a dramatic event called a supernova. He also suggested that afterwards it would collapse on itself into a ball of gas from which new stars would emerge. Okay. So that one was easy because I'm a nerd and I like space. I'm just kidding. Liking space doesn't make you a nerd. But be careful. It's very, very valuable on this section of the test to memorize short words and memorize patterns. So they use also, that, it, which. So high frequency words they use very frequently on these sections. Next.
Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
Okay. Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
Okay, pretty good. One more time.
Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
Sweet. So remember, like I said before, if you can't understand the whole sentence, listen to half and then half. They give you three chances. Okay, section 4. Here we go. Okay, I have to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Edit this part out. Select the best option for each missing word. Imran always. Imran always what? His small town in Punjab, Pakistan. Always missed. Uh, no. Okay. So this is not correct. We need to read the whole sentence. Imran always knew his town in Punjab, Pakistan had untapped potential. So for this section, as you can see from my mistake, it's very important to read the whole sentence first, because now that I know that the second part is about untapped potential, I know that the first part has to do with him knowing something. This is the only logical combination. He had traveled the world studying various techniques and was eager to bring his expertise and innovative ideas back to the town where he grew up. So, for that one, it wasn't necessary to read the whole sentence. Only sometimes it's necessary to read the whole sentence. It wasn't necessary to read the whole sentence here because bring is the only one that really logically fits. We don't meet ideas, we don't hide sorry, we don't meet expertise, we don't choose expertise, we don't hide expertise, we don't draw expertise, we bring expertise. So logic has to do with a lot of this. Number five. Imran returned with an unwavering determination. This is the only adjective that fits the noun determination. To he had an unwavering determination to turn an old abandoned farm into. So look for phrasal verbs. This is a separated phrasal verb. Turn into a biofuel production powerhouse. It was during this time that he crossed paths with Aisha, a local educator who had been advocating for sustainable development and yearned for transformative opportunities for her community. A partnership quickly blossomed as Aisha's passion for building a greener future and Imran's expertise. Da, 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 da. Okay, there's no question there. Next. What is the best sentence to complete the passage? Okay, so we're looking to complete here. What is the best sentence to complete the passage? So, what is the rest of the passage about? It's about this guy that knows his hometown has untapped potential. And he has a partnership with this other person. So this part here is all about how they complement each other. This part is about their success together. So the best answer is going to be one that sort of combines and talks about the same thing. So the dynamic duo faced obstacles, and their collaboration soon yielded miraculous results as others joined their cause. So, I think that the best answer is going to be that the once abandoned farm began to thrive, producing copious amounts of biofuel. This is the one that makes the most sense because it has to do with the rest of the paragraph and it um, has to do with the transition between the two. So he talks about an abandoned farm, it's talking about the biofuel, and it's talking about the community. This one's not correct because there's no unconventional techniques that they do. And this one's not correct because they're talking about the landscape. And we're not talking about the landscape undergoing a complete change, really. We're just talking about the farm. This one's not correct either because they're talking about machinery, which doesn't really have to do with this paragraph passage. So it's about this one about the abandoned farm. What did Imran want to bring to his hometown? So very careful. Be very careful here that you only select the. You do not have to answer in a complete sentence here. So, to his hometown, Imran wanted to bring, let's see. Can you control F on this? Okay, so yeah, there's a little cheat code here. You can hit Control F or Command F if you're on Mac and find where they have the word bring here. So he was eager to bring what? His expertise and innovative ideas back to the town where he grew up. So you can highlight this or you can just highlight this little bit. It's okay. Both are okay. He wanted to bring his expertise and innovative ideas back to the town where he grew up. That's okay. Where did Imran live? Imran lived, so if you're not sure, you can always type in like live, but they don't use live in the passage. So we can just say Punjab, Pakistan. Punjab, Pakistan. Right? Very good. Okay, what's the main idea? Is it about Aisha meeting Imran? No, not about Aisha convincing Imran to abandon his idea. Is it about the project having many challenges? No. Is it about Imran and Aisha's partnership transforming an abandoned farm? Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Is it about them competing each other against each other? No. And it's not about Imran traveling the world, so it has to be this one. The best title for the passage is probably a town, no, sustainable solutions from a small town. So make sure you're not using any unnecessary words. Don't use any other ideas that the passage does not talk about. Best option for each missing word, the Moshe culture. Ooh, an ancient pre-Inca civilization flourished along the northern coast. The northern coast is the only word that logically makes sense. Of modern-day Peru between 100 CE and 800 CE. This civilization came to be known for its mastery of sophisticated pottery, architecture, and this is interesting. Okay, so all of these technically fits pottery, architecture, and irrigation systems because we're talking about very tangible things. Pottery, architecture, and irrigation systems. The Moshe Um, Emoshi constructed. They didn't abandon or dismantle. See, we're talking about building things, right? What did they do? They constructed things known as. So just you have to memorize this that known always has the preposition as after it when we have something after that. Known as wakas, which were used for both their sacred ceremonies and governing activities. One of the one of the most renowned or the most famous wakas, the Waka del Sol, is one of the largest adobe structures in the Americas, showcasing the moches, I think it's the correct pronunciation, the moches' impressive architectural abilities. The Moche Society was characterized by its distinct social uh, hierarchy. So that's the only one that makes logical sense there. There's no such thing as a social confusion or social similarity. So they have a strong social hierarchy. Social disorder kind of makes sense, but not here because we're talking about good things, positive things. So it's hierarchy. Very good. Continue. Okay. The Moche culture and ancient pre-Incan civilization. Okay. Select the best sentence to complete the passage. So we're talking about things that the civilization built, its irrigation systems, things they constructed, what they were used for, and one of the most renowned. pieces, one of the most renowned examples of these structures, the Huaca del Sol. So, the Moche society was characterized by its distinct social hierarchy and an emphasis on ceremony and power. So, how do we complete this passage? Social hierarchy, ceremony and power, leading into their metal work. So, we want to kind of transition and stay on topic at the same time. So, process of elimination, not Brazilian people, nothing to do with Brazil. We are in Peru. Uh, Two giant structures. No, we're not talking about giant structures. The focus is on the civilization. Their artistic creations, not really talking about artistic creations. Um, so a key could be in addition. In addition is a very common way to introduce a transitionary passage, transitionary sentence. So they had a social hierarchy. So they're talking about ceremony and power. In this passage here, the sentence has to do with royal families and burial chambers, which is exactly what we're talking about. Social hierarchy and ceremony and power. Okay? What are the Moche known for? The Mochi are known, remember our control F trick? Known. Here we go. The moche came to be, mochi is Japanese ice cream. Uh, the moche are remember, just highlight the rest of the sentence. Its mastery of sophisticated pottery, architecture, and irrigation systems. What were the wakas used for by the moche? What were the wakas used for? The wakas were used for both their sacred ceremonies and governing activities. What were the wakas used for? Both their sacred ceremonies and governing activities. So you want to finish the sentence, basically. Don't answer in a full sentence on this part. Select the idea that's expressed in the passage. Okay, what's the main idea of everything? That the civilization was focused on trade and commerce? No, they never mentioned trade or commerce. The Moshi were an ancient civilization located in modern-day Peru. Distinct. Okay, this one's pretty good. Were they a small civilization? No. No, I don't think they were small. The Mochi civilization was a peaceful society with no social hierarchy. Of course not. They talk a lot about the social hierarchy, so it's not this one. The Mochi civilization had no organized religion. No, they did have religion for sure. So it is this correct one. It is the second one that is correct. So, in summary, if you're not sure about one of these reading questions, use process of elimination and pay close attention to what the reading is talking about. Focus on the text. What is the best title for the passage? I'll let you think about it for 2 seconds while I think about it too. Okay, I think I got it. Did you get it? I think it is about understanding the rich culture of the mochi. It's not about the history of South American architecture. It's about one South American civilization in particular, not in general. It's not about Peruvian advances in architecture and engineering, because that could be modern Peru, right? Not just ancient. It's not about ancient technology and astronomy. Not really. No, that's not the only thing that they talk about is technology. They talk about the rich culture in general. And lastly, they don't really mention women and gender roles, unfortunately. Very, very good job, you guys. Okay, we're on section 5 out of 8, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I can't count. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Okay, over halfway done. Good job. Listen to the scenario and then answer
Your
questions.
professor has noticed your strong interest and potential in the field of journalism, particularly regarding the role of media in social change. They approach you to invite you to a guest lecture on the subject, feeling that it would be a valuable experience for you. As someone who can be hesitant to step out of your comfort zone, you're considering whether to attend the event or not.
So let's listen one more time just to be sure.
Your professor has noticed your strong interest and potential in the field of journalism, particularly regarding the role of media in social change. They approach you to invite you to a guest lecture on the subject, feeling that it would be a valuable experience for you. As someone who can be hesitant to step out of your comfort zone, you're considering whether to attend the event or not.
Okay. So, one good tip for this is start at the end because you're listening to the end most recently. So, what you can do is you can say, why do you feel unsure about going to the event? Oh, I feel unsure because of the thing that they just said. So, let's listen again now. And this time, the third time, I want you guys to read the questions first. So, let's read the questions together. What journalism topic do you find interesting? What event does your professor want you to attend? Why are you unsure? Why is the professor inviting you? And that's it. Okay, let's lock in, focus.
Your professor has noticed your strong interest and potential in the field of journalism, particularly regarding the role of media in social change. They approach you to invite you to a guest lecture on the subject, feeling that it would be a valuable experience for you. As someone who can be hesitant to step out of your comfort zone, you're considering whether to attend the event or not.
Okay, so you're hesitant to step out of your comfort zone, and they want you to attend because it was something like they think it would be a good opportunity. Let's listen one more time.
Your professor has noticed your strong interest and potential in the field of journalism, particularly regarding the role of media in social change. They approach you to invite you to a guest lecture on the subject, feeling that it would be a valuable experience for you. As someone who can be hesitant to step out of your comfort zone, you're considering whether to attend the event or not.
Okay. So they want us to attend because it would be a valuable experience for us, but we're unsure. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Sorry, I sneezed. Okay, sorry. Why are you unsure about going to the event? Because I feel hesitant to step out of my comfort zone, and they think it will be a valuable experience. Oh, but this is interesting. They want you to attend because it would be a valuable experience. And so there's a difference between what event, oh, sorry, yeah, I misread this. What event does your professor want you to attend? They want you to attend a blah 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 blah. Listen one more time.
Your professor has noticed your strong interest and potential in the field of journalism,
An
particularly
event,
regarding the role of media in social
right?
change. They approach you to invite you to a guest lecture on the
Guest
subject,
lecture.
feeling that it would be a valuable experience for you. As
Okay,
someone who can be hesitant to
good.
step out of
Let's continue. Okay, now we have to listen to a conversation. Audio clips will only play one time. So I'm gonna zip my lip. You listen.
I read your recent article in the college newspaper, and I was impressed by your insightful perspective on social change. It reminded me of an upcoming guest lecture on the role of media in social change. I think you would benefit greatly from attending.
Okay. So he's inviting me to a lecture because he thinks I would benefit greatly. So what should we say back? Thank you. I appreciate your feedback. I don't think so. I don't think he's giving me feedback really. Um, that sounds interesting, but is it mandatory for our class? That's what I would ask. Actually, I have a different request. This is definitely not the answer. I think you should invite other students to this guest lecture as well. No, that's not really a natural response. Speaking of class discussions, do you have any tips for improving my presentation skills? No. Okay. So I'm between these two first ones. So the question is, did he give us feedback or not? He did. He said something about how we've been doing well in his class. Also, you're a good student. Assume for this test that you are a good student. Good students don't ask, is it mandatory? Do I have to go? Good students just ask, they don't ask questions. They just do, they ask, uh, Good questions. They don't ask if I have to go, right? I learned this from observing many good students over the years, not because I am one. Submit. Okay. What's the lecture about? So he was impressed by our insightful perspective on social change. So what's the lecture about? Listen closely.
Well, a renowned investigative journalist is coming to share their experiences with social injustice. They'll be covering advanced techniques and interview skills, plus discussing ethical considerations. It's a great opportunity to learn from an expert.
It's a great opportunity to learn from an expert. Okay. So it's not this one. That sounds like a fantastic opportunity. When will you be giving the lecture? No, he will not be giving the lecture. It's a guest lecture. That sounds really interesting, but I'm not sure if I want to pursue a career in journalism yet. Mm, maybe, maybe. Um, but you are someone who is focused on the role of media in social change. I might not benefit from it. This sounds like a good answer. Let's see. Oh, sorry. It was supposed to be if you're not sure if you want to pursue a career in journalism. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. Let's continue. Um,
That's perfectly all right. Attending the lecture will give you a broader understanding of the field and might even open up networking opportunities.
okay.
You never know where it could lead.
Okay. Broader understanding of the field and open up networking opportunities. In my defense, this is a new test and this is the first time I've ever taken a complete one, okay? So don't come at me. Let's see. So, what's the best response to this? Um, let's see. When and where is the lecture happening? I think this is a good answer. The other ones don't really make sense. We're not talking about concerns. We're not talking about like mm, anyone else attending. It does sound interesting. I appreciate my professor's help, but let's try this one. That was the correct one. Okay. I think we might have gone through it too slowly, but hopefully you saw something useful there. Okay. So in this conversation, I spoke with my professor regarding a guest lecture uh, that he thinks would be beneficial for me to attend as I am considering a career in journalism. He thinks attending such an event could greatly benefit my studies. I think this is a good answer. I know this is a good answer. Okay. All right. Next, listen to the scenario and then answer questions.
You and
Okay.
your friend are both first-year students and have recently learned about your college's study abroad opportunities for the coming years. The two of you sit down to discuss where you might want to study abroad and what factors you should consider when making a decision.
Okay. So we are study abroad students and we're first year university students and we want to study abroad. What year are we? We're a first year student. Let's listen again and look at the questions as we go.
You and your friend are both first-year students and have recently learned about your college's study abroad opportunities for the coming years. The two of you sit down to discuss where you might want to study abroad and what factors you should consider when making a decision.
Okay. One more time.
You and your friend are both first-year students and have recently learned about your college's study abroad opportunities for the coming years. The two of
Mhm.
you sit down to discuss where you might want to study abroad and what factors you should consider when making a decision.
Okay. So I'll be talking to a friend and we will talk about where to go and study abroad. And I found out about a study abroad program. Let's listen one more time.
You and your friend are both first-year students and have
Okay.
recently learned about your college's study abroad
That's the
opportunities
new
for the coming
information.
years. The two of
Mhm.
you sit down to discuss where you might want to study abroad and what factors you should consider when making a decision.
Mhm. Good. Where to go and factors to consider when making a decision would be a little bit better answer. I'll be talking to a friend. Okay. Submit. Okay. Audio clips only play once.
So, have you given any thought to studying abroad in the future?
Yeah, I've always dreamed of traveling to different countries and experiencing new cultures. How about you? This is the only one that makes sense. She's asking us a question, so we can't say, oh, that's interesting. And we're not talking about hobbies, and we're not talking about traveling to space. So if you're not sure, use process of elimination. Final answer.
I'm mostly focused on finding a strong academic program that aligns with my career goals. But I do want to improve my language skills too.
Strong academic program that aligns with our career goals. Okay. Um, uh, Studying abroad could really broaden our horizons. This is a possible answer. These first two have nothing to do with anything. I totally get that. I took Spanish and Chinese in high school. Hmm. Yeah, they're not talking about foreign languages specifically, are they? So let's go with this one. Oh shit. We're talking about foreign languages. Pay attention, you guys.
I've been looking into a few countries with strong business programs. However, the cost of studying abroad is another factor to consider.
The cost of studying abroad is another factor to consider. That's a good point. My cousin studied abroad in Japan and loved it, but I know it was pretty expensive.
It's definitely something to think about. Maybe we should make a list of our priorities and what we want to get out of our study abroad experience.
Make a list of our priorities and see what we want to get out of our study abroad experience. So it can help you to reiterate or re-say the question out loud. Okay, that sounds like a great plan. Seems good to me.
And once we've got a list, we can see if there's a destination that meets our preferences.
Once we've got a list, we can see if there's a destination that meets our preferences. Yeah, I think that's a better. No, we're not talking about job opportunities. I like that idea. Maybe we should attend a study abroad information session. That sounds good. Conversation complete. I spoke with a friend regarding a study abroad program. She shared details about how she knew somebody who studied abroad and paid quite a bit of money for it. I feel optimistic about my future and will look into the program for more information. Yeah, don't look away from the screen. Writing. Okay. Write a description of the image below. In this image, there are two men sitting in chairs outside, playing what look like drums. Um, I don't know what kind of drums they are, but it looks like, sorry, I spelled something wrong. It looks like they are both having a good time. Right. Playing music is fun. It looks like the weather is nice outside, and the photograph overall conveys a relaxing tone. Very good answer. This is the Grand Canyon, I think. This image appears to be the Grand Canyon in the United States. There is a small body of water in front, or in the foreground, while in the background, we can see tall geological structures, possibly a plateau. There are vehicles in the foreground, blue vehicles. Blue, they love it when you use colors. There are blue vehicles in the foreground that appear to um, be boats which people are boarding. Um, Probably, okay, I ran out of time, whatever. This is a photo of a bunch of houses that are on a hill, um, and period. You can also see many trees intertwined among the houses, and you can see snowy mountains in the background. I imagine this to be Europe or maybe Asia. It overall gives me an adventurous vibe and makes me want to explore and travel. So these questions love it when you talk about how it makes you feel. Don't forget that. How does it make you feel? Okay. Prepare to write about the topic below. Oh boy, the writing section. Okay, you will write for 5 minutes and then write a follow-up response for 3 minutes. How do you use technology in your daily life? How has the way you use technology changed over time? Include specific examples. Okay, so what we can do, you can put this in another tab. Uh, to practice. I don't think you can do this on the real test, but you can at least do this to practice. So I'm going to do that so I don't forget the question. Um, okay, write about the topic for 5 minutes. I use technology in many ways in my daily life. More, more than anything else, I use AI nowadays for almost everything. Um, in fact, transition word, in fact, this is a great example of one of the biggest ways, if not the biggest, that technology, that my use of technology has changed over time. I used to almost never use AI in my daily life, and now I feel like I am constantly relying on it to get through the day. Another example could be my use of a smartwatch. I use my smartwatch to monitor, am I out of space? No, monitor my important bio information or biometrics such as heart rates variability, and oxygen levels, blood oxygen levels, uh, when I exercise. When I exercise. This piece of technology is a new addition to my life, but a welcome one. Okay. How do you use technology for entertainment purposes? Include specific examples of how this use has evolved over time. Good question. I believe that my current use of technology for entertainment purposes revolves around my laptop computer. I use it to watch videos, stream movies, and play video games. One thing that has changed over time is mm, my use, my love of watching streams. In the past, I used to only watch YouTube videos or series or movies, YouTube videos, series, or movies, but I have taken a recent liking to watching watching streamers on platforms like Twitch. I really enjoy watching streamers, but it is difficult not to develop parasocial relationships with them. Google parasocial relationships if you're not sure what they are. Very interesting, and hopefully you don't have any. But if you do, it's okay. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to teach you how to take this test. Okay. Speaking. Okay. Prepare to speak about the image below. You will have 90 seconds to speak. Oh, God help me. I hope I can speak for 90 minutes. 90 seconds. I have 10 seconds. What are we looking at? An office meeting, a conference meeting. This is, in my opinion, one of the hardest parts of the test. Okay, let's start. In this image, there are what look like five or maybe six people in a conference room or an office that look like they are participating in a meeting. A few of the people have laptop computers, and some of them are taking notes with pen and paper. One woman is standing at the front of the room, uh, and it looks like she's giving a presentation to the rest of the people in the room via what look like post-it notes of different colors. I see purple post-it notes, yellow post-it notes, orange post-it notes. Maybe the different post-it notes mean different things. Not sure. I'm not there. We could imagine that this is a tech company because of the fact that at least three of the people in the room have laptops open, and they seem to be a younger workforce, which usually implies a tech company. Um, and it seems like they are all very hard at work. The two men are wearing black shirts. The woman leading the meeting is wearing a white blouse and blue jeans, and one woman is wearing a yellow jacket. Okay, so fill those 90 seconds with as many details as you can. Trust me, like that is what they're looking for. They're looking for details, details, adjectives, adverbs, descriptions, as much as you can. Okay. The importance of decorating my home. The importance of decorating your home is that if you have guests over, they can see how you express yourself through art and through other kinds of decorations, like maybe vases, plants, paintings, sculptures, posters, things like that. People can decorate their homes in many ways. They can decorate their homes by maybe painting the walls, or, like I said, buying pieces of art, buying plants, or simply arranging furniture in certain ways, I think would also count as decoration. And how important is it to decorate your home? Well, like I said, people can express their personalities this way, and they can make their home a little less boring for guests that want to come over and visit them as well. Other people could argue that decoration is not important and it's really maybe only a luxury that more wealthy people can afford. I myself cannot really afford to decorate my home, but I wish I could. Maybe one day I can earn enough money to decorate my home well and have a lot of friends and guests over at my home. All right, so I was obviously like improvising quite a bit there, but that's the name of the game. Improvise, practice improvising, practice talking about random topics that you've never talked about before, and you should be able to practice.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about changing habits. Describe something you do every morning.
Okay. Something I do every morning is right when I wake up, I do 20 push-ups, and then I do 20 jumping jacks, and then I do 20 sit-ups. That's my 20-20-20 morning routine to make sure that I am getting the blood flowing, circulating in my body, and that I get the day off to a good start with a little bit of exercise. I find that it gives me a lot of energy for the rest of the day.
Thanks. I have another question. How does influence from other people impact the habits people adopt or change?
Oh, I can give you a great example. My girlfriend influences me a lot with her habits. For example, she is gluten-free. She never eats gluten. And so this influences me a lot to change my diet because I feel kind of bad if I eat food that she can't eat alone. So I always eat whatever she's eating. So this is one way that the habits of someone else influenced me.
Interesting. I've got a different question. Why do you think some habits are easier to change than others?
Some habits can be easier to change than others due to a variety of factors. One could be physiological reasons, like smoking, for example. People have a really hard time quitting smoking because their bodies are physically addicted to nicotine. Other habits can be purely psychological, like, for example, I have the habit of brushing my teeth at night because I like the feeling of going to sleep with a clean mouth. I think that's okay.
Thanks for talking about changing habits with me.
You're welcome.
Now I'd like to change topics and ask you a few questions about your favorite food. Tell
Hmm.
me about your favorite
Ooh,
food.
here we go. Okay. My favorite food is sushi. I love sushi so much that I almost named my first child Sushi. No, I'm just kidding. Sushi is a food from Japan originally that is made from usually raw fish like salmon or tuna, wrapped in seaweed, and then wrapped again in a layer of rice that is seasoned with vinegar and sugar.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. Should everyone try your favorite food at least once in their life, and why?
Yes, of course they should. Everybody should try sushi because it is, number one, delicious, and number two, people need to broaden their horizons when it comes to trying new things in general. For example, my parents, I don't think have ever tried sushi in their entire life because the idea of eating raw fish is scary to them for some reason. But they just don't understand, and they're really missing out, in my opinion.
Okay. I've got a different question. Do you think a person's favorite food reflects their personality, and why?
Does a person's favorite food reflect their personality? That's a great question. I think that sushi kind of does reflect my personality because It is very like organized, and you can eat it without getting your hands dirty, which I love because I hate getting my hands dirty. So, yeah, I think the fact that sushi is my favorite food does reflect my personality a little bit because I'm a little bit neurotic, especially about my hands. So, yes, I agree.
Thanks for talking about your favorite food with me. Have a nice day.
You too, Oscar. Thank you. Okay. These will be available to institutions that receive your results. Did I finish this? No. I have to do another writing section. Holy crap. Okay. 5 minutes to write. Here we go. It's a full test. Many people dream of climbing a mountain. What do you think these people are hoping to find or experience? Include specific details and examples in your answer. Okay. I think that people who want to climb mountains are hoping to find a sense of gratification and achievement when they complete their mission. Uh, climbing a mountain is an incredibly difficult endeavor, and not many people are capable of it. So, when somebody climbs a mountain, they are able to say that they are one of the few people who actually did it. I have some friends who climb mountains, and they are all extremely proud of their accomplishments. In fact, one of my friends has an award. Now he has almost 10 awards for his achievements um, with climbing with mountain achievements in mountain climbing, achievements in mountain climbing and bouldering. Uh, Come to think of it, he actually now works at a climbing gym. In conclusion, his passion uh, led him, in conclusion, people are hoping to experience a thrilling sense of satisfaction and sometimes wind up finding more. Okay, decent answer. Now you have to speak about what you wrote about. Describe a person from history that you admire. Why do you think their actions or ideas are interesting? What do you think we can learn from them? Oh, wow. This is good. Okay, so study some history if you don't already. I already have mine. I'm obsessed with one historical figure in particular that you will soon learn about. Okay, a person from history that I admire and find fascinating is Joan of Arc. I think that her actions were fascinating because she was a teenager. She was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old when she commanded the French army to defeat the British and break the siege of Orleans and many other achievements. But it's incredible to think that a teenage girl was able to rally the entire French army around her because she said that she had visions from God, and this kind of translated into just an incredible, unshakable confidence. Um, and I think from Joan of Arc, we can learn that literally anything is possible with enough confidence in life. I forget this often, and it's something that I really should remember, I think. But Joan of Arc is an example of how confidence can change the course of history. For example, imagine if Joan of Arc saw visions from God, but didn't learn from them, right? That would be a lot more difficult. And if she never had the confidence from them, she would just be one more girl with visions from God, and that's it. And she would never do what she did, which was lead the French army in battle against the British army in the Hundred Years' War, concluding the Hundred Years' War, and finally, unfortunately, meeting her death in the year 1431 at the age of 19 after being believed to be a witch. Um, Her story, I think, is the most interesting of all. Her ideas, maybe not so much, but her story for sure, definitely. I think her story and the fact that she was killed as a witch, believed to be a witch, and then burned at the stake later. I think that is fascinating because it goes to show you how people's perspectives change over time, and it goes to show you the power of um, cultural beliefs in changing the course of history. You don't have to speak for the whole 3 minutes. Like, that's a long time. As long as you can make it to like 2.5 minutes, I think. So I completed the practice test. I did get a 150 to 160, which is cool. And my IELTS equivalent is an 8 or a 9. TOEFL IBT equivalent 117 to 120. So pretty much a perfect score. I messed up on one because I'm a human being, even though I'm a native speaker. It just goes to show you, I think, that it's okay to make mistakes and still get an amazing score, which is what this is. So, anyways, I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Share this video with your friends who are taking the DET. Like the video, it really helps me. I'm a small YouTuber. I'm trying to get started, and subscribe to my channel for more information. Thank you very much.